Voodoo Dolls by G.D.Hancock. Voodoo dolls are made of different materials, including clay, glass, wood, and metal. Some are used as torture instruments, and some are just decorative items. However, they are incredibly dangerous and should never be handled by children. They can be harmed by using wires, pins, and water. While this may seem harmless at first, it's important to note that the dolls can cause harm to the person they are attached to. A voodoo doll is a representation of a spirit. It represents a particular aspect of the person attached to the doll. Some people use a voodoo doll to communicate with their dead loved ones. Other people make a voodoo doll with their hair. These objects are often made from fabric, string, and yarn. These items aim to attract and communicate with a deceased loved one. A voodoo doll is often made from fabric. Some people create their voodoo dolls, while others buy one. Some people try to make their voodoo dolls resemble their image. The dolls may be made to resemble anyone, including themselves. A voodoo doll spell can change the appearance of the doll. Making a voodoo doll is fun and exciting, but it's not something children should do. Unlike the magic dolls, which have no physical presence, voodoo dolls are highly durable. You can even make them by yourself. You can create a voodoo doll with any object you want. You can even make a voodoo doll for your boyfriend or girlfriend. A voodoo doll is an inanimate object made from two sticks tied together in a cross shape, with arms protruding from it. The heads are typically adorned with brightly colored cloths, while the bodies are constructed from wood and leather. It has basic facial features and comes with a dagger or pin. You can make a voodoo doll for yourself or a loved one. The only difference is the size and the style of the head. Traditionally, voodoo dolls are small human effigies made of two sticks tied together in a cross. They have two arms sticking out and are covered in bright cloth. The heads are made of wood or black cloth. The head has basic facial features and is often decorated with feathers and a dagger. The head is the essential part of the doll, so it is crucially important to be adequately protected. The voodoo doll has little to do with Haitian voodoo and is mostly an artifact of the Afro-Caribbean tradition. It is a combination of racial blackness and religious excess, which is an amalgamation of various aspects of the Afro-Caribbeans. Although the dolls are considered a representation of another human being, they are not used in practice by voodoo practitioners. The origin of voodoo dolls is unknown, but it has been attributed to several different traditions. In Haiti, the dolls are used as gris-gris, and their use is primarily for healing. They are also used in ceremonies to invoke fate or spirits. These rituals can be performed for love, power, luck, and harm when used correctly. While they may be a nuisance, they are not intended to cause any harm. The dolls have many uses. They are believed to evoke specific harm and can be used in funerals. They are generally made of soft cotton. Traditionally, they are filled with moss and are made by piercing them with sharp pins. They can be made of various materials, and many are stuffed with moss. This type of material is used in the creation of Louisiana dolls. They are believed to have supernatural powers. In addition to curses, voodoo dolls can also conjure violent revenge images. Cult members in the Caribbean often make them. They stab the dolls with pins to prick the targeted person with misfortune, pain, or death. In some cases, the dolls are used to avenge a family member. Practitioners make voodoo dolls of the voodoo religion, a form of black magic. These dolls, usually made of cloth, take other people's souls and are anointed with essential perfume or anointing oil. They are used for control or decorative purposes and are often found in cemeteries. They were once believed to have magical powers and are usually sold as souvenirs in tourist shops. Although most voodoo dolls are harmless joke gifts, they can have evil intentions. The doll's name or identity may be attached to it, or hair strands may be stuck on it. Though a voodoo doll is not a spell-casting object, its power lies in its name and the idea behind its creation. These objects are not physical, but can have a subtle influence. A voodoo doll is a type of amulet, and it is worn on a person's arm. In some cases, it can attract a girl. Others have said that a voodoo doll can protect a person from bad luck. These objects are often taken into priests and rituals, which are said to protect the wearer from evil. Although these dolls are often associated with traditional voodoo, they were sometimes made for decorative or aesthetic purposes. Some were dressed up as virtual revenge dolls, which would be used to enact revenge. Other voodoo dolls were used for various reasons, including love magic. There are many reasons that a voodoo doll can be made. A voodoo doll is often fashioned after a loved one. They are usually made of fabric, and some people even try to make them resemble their loved ones. Some voodoo dolls are prayerful, and some act as virtual revenge dolls. A voodoo doll's role in enacting revenge can vary greatly, but the primary purpose is to maintain communication between the departed and the living. Traditionally, voodoo dolls are symbolic of dead loved ones. The purpose of a voodoo doll is to draw the attention of a spirit, such as a witch. It can also be used to ward off evil spirits. They can also be used to summon a specific person. If you are looking for a voodoo doll, you can find one with the traits of your loved one. Historically, voodoo dolls have been used to enact rituals and ward off spirits. In New Orleans, the use of voodoo dolls has been documented in both Haiti and the American South. Some voodoo dolls are filled with different objects, including pins, needles, and malignant spirits. However, they are merely sold for decorative purposes. Some voodoo dolls have symbolic meanings and are made with love or power in mind. While a spirit does not necessarily possess them, they are a form of contact with a spirit. In addition to being used for healing rituals, voodoo dolls can be sold as gifts or used as a tool to attract certain spirits to your home. The use of voodoo dolls is often a symbol of power and healing. A voodoo doll is not necessarily a weapon, but a powerful ally for the person you want to attract. Some people believe that voodoo dolls have supernatural powers and can communicate with spirits. Those who practice voodoo do not practice this religion. However, they think that the dolls are a manifestation of evil. They can be a powerful tool for communicating with spirits, but they are not necessarily dangerous. They can only harm the person who has them. This is why they should be avoided. Despite its name, voodoo is a natural religion originating from Africa. The practice of voodoo is a way to contact the spirits and heal the dead. Invoking a voodoo doll is an excellent way to communicate with your deceased loved ones. There are many different kinds of voodoo dolls. For example, a Pwen doll may be made of crude poppets or a fine-looking sculpture. I hope this information has been helpful to you, and please take care. I wish you well. By G.D.Hancock.